What's going on, guys? GemMint here, back again. And yeah, I said I picked up a couple of 1/3 scale Prime 1 pieces from my boy Adrian. This is not one of them. The Prime 1 economy shipping finally came through, and I got Cyborg Superman, Black Suit Superman, which I'll do a review on as well. But so excited to get this one. This was one of my most anticipated pieces. I just love the character. I love the design. Can't wait to get into the unboxing. Before we do, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss a video. We got a big giveaway going on for our next subscriber milestone of 150K, and we're giving away this Deja Thor's premium format by Sideshow. Stick around to the end of the video and I'll give you more details on that, but for now, let's get into this unboxing. Before we get into the first box, this one has the promotions and the pamphlets. This is for the Witcher statue. I never got into the games, but I did watch the show. Nevertheless, this is an advertisement for the Wild Hunt Toad Prince on the back. And then, of course, we have the assembly guide and the package contents piece of paper that it comes with. So this is what we're going to be taking a look at here. And the instructions, which we will be using. Alright, this first box only has the base, so we'll take off the lid, we'll take off the tissue paper, and it's a huge base that I'm not going to be lifting up, bending down, putting under the camera, so we'll take a better look at this during the actual review. Alright, second box, this one does have 2 layers, so let's go ahead and remove the top layer. And it has the cape actually on the bottom of that top lid. Here you can see it in plastic, so let's get a closer look at it. This is a huge fabric cape. It's got 2 different types of material. The outside is more of a shinier look. You can see those little metal pieces that will key into the actual head sculpt. But here we go. It's a little bit wrinkled. We'll put that on during assembly. Under that top layer, this is where we have all of these base elements, these huge shards of Cybertronics, if you will. Now, this one gave me straight up Final Fantasy VII Cloud Buster Sword vibes. This is a humongous piece. It's got like a dull metal look to it, similar to the sub base that we'll look at later. Huge notch with a peg in it, and a nice intricate kind of Cybertronian detail almost. And there's a couple of these pieces. They get smaller as we go along, but same great detail. This really adds a lot to the base. They flail out and really make it pop. Here's like the mid-size piece. Same great kind of sculpted in detail. It's thick. They have decent weight to them as well. Let's just take a look at the last 2. These are the smaller ones, but as you can see in my hand, still pretty big. Alright, same with these. These are the fingers for one of the right arm switch outs, and there's 5 of them. So we'll just take a look at these 2. Great details and intricacies in the sculpt. And then there's a slew of little panel pieces for that same arm that really make it look like machinery, like his arm is opening up and exposing the wires underneath. So you'll see all that when we assemble this guy. So that's enough of that layer. Here's the bottom layer. We'll remove all of the tissue paper off of here as well. Man, huge body. We'll take a look at that last. So here's the last little kind of panel piece for that arm switch out. A lot going into that one arm. Then we have 2 left hand switch outs, one pointing, one kind of outstretched. Great texture, great paint applications on the hand. Looks great. I think I'm more of a fan of the outstretched hand. Here's one of the right arm switch outs. Man, I love the details. The sculpt looks amazing, man. You can see those panels. You can see the Green Lantern Corps rings on his fingers. He started off as a Superman villain, but then became more of like a Green Lantern Corps villain. Look at all the wiring underneath those metal panels. This arm is very similar. It's another right arm switch out, but this one does not have the Green Lantern ring. So if you wanted to display him with a closed fist, but not with the rings, you have that option. Here's the last hand switch out. This is the one that has those long fingers. As you can see, a lot of those panels already lifting up, but if you're noticing keyholes in here, we're going to be putting all of those pieces plus all 5 fingers on this one hand. It's going to really give it a lot of depth. Let's go ahead and assemble that real quick. Off camera, of course, because it was a little bit difficult, man. Some of those panel pieces don't really stay in that flush, but they actually do once it's keyed in. But love the fingers. That hand is so menacing. Gives him such a machine, scary vibe to it. This panel, there you go, goes right there. But that one only really stays in when it's in this position. Then we have one of two portraits. This one is the closed mouth portrait, straight T2 vibes. It looks like such a Terminator piece, right? But I love all the sculpted in details. I love how the skin has like those panels and it goes from man to machine so seamlessly. Such a sinister looking guy, especially the second portrait here with that mouth open. Man, he looks pissed off. I love how the machine looks angry. The sculpted hair looks awesome. Superman's or Cyborg Superman's face looks awesome. Again, those skin panels have great texturing, great paint application, just like the hands. Now, the assembly sheet says that you could take off the panel on the side of their head, and this is actually the button for the LED switch, but I can't figure out how to remove these things, and I don't want to break anything, so I'm not really sure what the deal is with that. Then we have the body. Huge, thick key under that right foot because that supports the statue. Look at all the great details, man. From man to machine, the costume with textures, with seams, with musculature, with the robotic nature to it, the shininess of the emblem in the belt, the bottom of his robotic foot, and the calf. Looks awesome, man. Such a cool design. I love how you can see right through the hole on that knee area. Before we assemble them, a quick shout out from the sponsor of this video, Street Level Hero. SLHLA.com has exclusive variant covers with new drops every Tuesday and Thursday, and sometimes more often. As you can see here, they have this Darkhawk 3 Spider-Man 1 homage variant, as well as this Wolverine and Gambit variant, where you can save 10% by using the code GemMint at checkout. That's good on any item on the shop every time you shop there, just like their sister site, THATSPIDERMANBOOTH.com. Now, they have the $30 mystery boxes where you're guaranteed 5 comics of retail value. One of those lucky boxes is going to have their giveaway prize, which in this round is an NYX3 first appearance of X23. This round ends on October 6th. Use the same code GemMint to save 10% every time you buy a box there. Alright, on to assembly. So like I said, a big key notch that's going to go into that base. And actually, I needed to angle it a little bit different to get it to sit flush, but it is now. So let's go ahead and get all of those big base elements onto the base. We'll start with this biggest piece and then we'll work our way around. So kind of got to get this one at the right angle, but then it'll key in and sit snug. Onto the second one. They all start to fit in a little bit easier after that one. Onto the third one here. And then the two smaller ones will go on the other side. All right, there we go. So let's first try this crazy hand. We'll put that on there. Oh, a little piece fell off there. I ended up putting that back on. But yeah, I definitely am digging how that looks. Onto his left hand, we'll start with that finger outstretched. And then we'll switch that out and we'll look at his outstretched hand. So, two different options there. Onto the portrait. So we'll start with this closed mouth portrait. Looks awesome. I really dig both, man. It's hard to choose, but I think when you have the choice from a regular face or like an enraged face, you got to go with that mouth open screaming portrait. So here we go, man. That looks awesome. Real quick, we'll take a look at some of the arm switch outs now. So first we'll put in the right hand that has the Green Lantern rings. That's a pretty cool look as well. And then we can see what it looks like with the other arm, which is basically the same thing, just without the rings. And lastly, we'll fit on the cape. So the cape has those two metal prongs that go into two notches where the portraits are. Now, I didn't really notice those notches in the portrait. I think you can display this guy without the cape if you like. But the cape looks pretty dope. It actually reminds me of Spawn's cape, the way that it has that type of movement and it has that shininess to it. So I think I'm actually going to keep the cape in. And there we have it, guys. What an impressive piece. He is massive. Let's try to get the height on this guy. It looks like his finger pointing in the air is the tallest point. So he's about 37 inches tall. The diameter of the base, I mean, it's pretty much the same as the turntable, so just shy of 24 inches. However, you have pieces like these shards that protrude outward, and then his cape. So massive piece. The base, as with typical Prime 1 fashion, they really let the piece shine, and the base tends to be a little bit more on the dull colors. Like you can see the sub base has this like dirty metallic sub base, and it has like the Superman emblem kind of throughout it, except for on the front where you can see it really prominently. And he's sitting on top of this kind of like meteor space rock. So just a dark gray, a light, dirtier metal, and then that really complements it with these big shards sticking outward. So again, Superman is really what shines here with the bright colors that pop. First of all, loving the pose, loving that floating aspect similar to Superman Hush. He's got his left cyborg foot in the air, strong peg and key, putting him into the base here. You got the leather texture on the red part of the suit. The blue has actually a similar texture, but it looks different with the color. Then you have those metal elements showing without. You know, I'm such a fan of the character because, man, Death and Return of Superman was like one of my gateway into comics. And you could tell Dan Jurgens recently watched Terminator when he created this character. Moving on, you got the belt and then the crazy switch outs on the arm. So this right arm with the crazy fingers, I love it. The plates do tend to fall off easily, but not when it's stationary like this. So they kind of rest where they should rest. Love the elongated fingers and like the intricacies within them and how they're stretched out and how the metal plates on the arm are protruding outward. You got the texture on the blue part of the costume going up to the Superman emblem on his chest. And then, of course, the portraits. Man, now, again, the instructions show that the side of his face should come off for batteries to light up. It has the button, as you can see, on both portraits, but I don't know if mine does that. I couldn't really figure out how to get it off. But digging the portraits, obviously, I'm going to love the Screaming Rage portrait even more. I love the flesh tones. The skin tones look great. The textures on the skin, the hair sculpt looks great. It's got the strands poking outward. One with a closed mouth and one with the open mouth. Both look great, but we'll probably put that closed mouth back in the box. And yeah, I forgot the other arms too, right? So you have basically the same arm, one with the Green Lantern rings on it and one without. I really like them a lot, but how do you not have this crazy elongated finger, menacing hand? Then the left hand has like the Babe Ruth pointing, or it has the hand outstretched. I'll probably use the hand outstretched. I don't know, I kind of like that better than the pointing portrait. And the cape, I thought that I was gonna like really dislike the cape. I mean, in pictures and videos, you know, like with any fabric cape, it's hard to pose it and get it to look right, but I do kind of like the cape on this guy. And the way that the portraits are, you're gonna have like 2 notches if you don't have the cape in there, so I might as well keep it on there. But I am digging it, loving this piece. Man, I am quickly running out of space in my new setup with all these 1/3 scale pieces. Let me know what you think about Cyborg Superman in the comments down below. Like I said, we're doing a giveaway once we hit the next subscriber milestone of 150K, and we're giving away a Deja Thoris premium format by Sideshow. All you got to do is be subscribed, leave a like, and comment below. Once we reach the milestone, we'll go live, pick a random video where I promoted the giveaway, and use a random YouTube comment generator to draw a worldwide winner. As always, I appreciate you guys watching, but don't go anywhere. Check out my other statue unboxing and reviews as I leave you with Cyborg Superman spinning on the turntable. Stay minty fresh, y'all. Peace.